for joining us. This is Anupama Sughosh from ET Edge, and we have with us Sandeep Mathur, Chief Revenue Officer, LENTRA, with us. Yeah, thank you. Could you tell us something about the digital lending space? I believe LENTRA is coming up with a new collaboration with the cloud. Could you tell us how do you see the future of such inventions, I mean, in terms of technology and all?
Sure. So listen, first of all, the market is rapidly expanding, and we expect the market to become a 100 trillion rupee retail lending marketplace. There are various trends which are driving the market, and the rules by which lenders played in this business in the past have changed.
Right.
And so now they've got to start thinking of, because you're going to start providing loans of low ticket sizes, you're going to reach out to a much wider audience, and the velocity and the volume of these loans is changing. Customers don't want to wait. You want loans to be approved in 5 to 7 seconds. You want disbursements to happen under a minute. So in that sense, banks and NBFCs, any lender for that matter, has to transform their systems.
Absolutely.
And by that transformation, what I mean is that they have to make sure that they are highly agile. So no longer can they spend vast sums of money and take time to deploy these systems. So they have to make it very quick. The second thing is they have to work with vendors like LENTRA, where they get the advantage of consumption-based pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So we never go to a lender and put up a very fat bill and give them 2 years of deployment times. What we do is very quick deployments within weeks, and we share the risk with the lender, and we only make money when they make money. So they have to work with players like us. And the third thing is you have to build hyperscaled environments and very secure environments. And for doing both of these, you have no choice but to build your technology or build your application on cloud rails.
Right.
So what we started doing from the get-go as a company is that we identified these as basic needs that we thought are going to come up. And so we built an API first, which is partnering approach. So you work with multiple constituents in the marketplace. So API first and a cloud native technology, and deliver those at really low cost and very low capex to the banks, because they have existing systems running and they're not going to shut them down. 80 to 90% of their budgets are already fixed even before they've started the year.
Right.
So how are they going to drive this innovation? So we thought of this and we said, well, we should be investing in some of these technologies and then partaking and sharing in the success.
It's interesting that you mentioned infrastructure. I believe how do you believe banks should move on to this in terms of technology? Do you think they need to rethink their basic infrastructure, or do you think they can actually build up and adopt to the cloud?
Yeah, I think we are trying to make it easy for them, right? So they don't need to rethink anything. They have to look at their business, and that's what they're very good at. And so they should be focused on driving their business. Where we come in is that we enable them and empower them to work best with their customers. And what that really means is that we will take the ownership of building these systems. We will not burden them with the cost of building these systems. We will manage these systems for them, and we will manage the entire stack.
Right.
So in the past, what used to happen is they would buy an application, they would have to buy some databases licenses underneath it. They would need to buy various other software licenses. They would have to buy hardware. They would need system integrators to manage all of this. And some of this was done in-house, some of this was done externally. And they would still struggle by putting these systems together. And once they were set, they would not want to change them because it was so hard to make this happen. However, when they come to somebody like LENTRA, then on the LENTRA lending cloud, we offer them the possibility that we run and manage the entire stack. And we are also not fixated. We want to work with a number of partners, and we want to work with the comfort of the lenders and the banks, so that if they want to use just our APIs, then that's fine, or if they just want to use our loan origination journeys, that's okay. They want to use our loan management suite, that's fine. or they want to use our business rules engine. They can use anything. All of these components are fungible. So we are trying to make it easy for them to get initiated within the digital journey.
Digital, right? And how do you see this percolate to the rural areas? Because those are the segments where you see SME sectors, actually coming up. So where do you see your cloud mapping on to the rural sector?
Yeah, so all of these applications now are mobile driven, and with the advent of 4G and even most of our systems work even on 3G. So there is vast coverage on the mobile in these rural villages, and frankly, from a systemic standpoint, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you're in rural or you're in a city. That's the whole point of digital. That it shouldn't matter where you are. You should be able to get the best. So in that sense, these technologies operate in all of those places. In fact, we have a number of customers who are serving, tier 3, tier 4 cities,
right.
And we are very proud of these customers because they are transforming lives. A loan is not just a loan if you think about it. A loan which allows somebody to start a business transforms the life of and the family of that individual. Right, and it affects a much wider, has a much wider societal impact. So we are extremely proud, and we take it very seriously that you provide accurate credit information, you provide accurate decision making, and you apply it to all sections of the society.
Right. Just touching upon, since you mentioned a good deal about the space, this security aspect, could you give us some views on how the cloud would be secure for those who still have doubts on coming onto the digital platform?
Yeah, so 2 or 3 things. So one is for most of the lenders, their credit policy, their credit rules are a secret sauce, and they should be, because that is truly a differentiator, right? Money is the same. All lenders have the same money. It doesn't matter whether you're large or you're small. Your cost of money can change, but money is money. And so that's not a differentiator. So the differentiator for them is really the business rules that they've set up, or the credit policies that they've set up, and they hold to them very, very dearly. Within our products, we have a mechanism through which even those credit policies and rules are not visible to our own people. Okay. So we have that. We of course conform to every single possible security and ISO protocol that exists out there, and that has been one of our guiding principles from day one. Like I said, we know this is a serious business, and we take it very seriously, and so we conform to all of those guidance, and including SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3, and we try and stay ahead of the curve in terms of security and cyber security guidelines. We currently process over 2 million loan applications a month, and with some of the biggest lenders, and we've been really tested, as you can imagine, right, with that sort of scale and volume, and we think we've done all right. So and we will continue to invest in this space. We think that's a number one thing that any company who's doing this should be partaking.
Should be partaking. Yeah. Just one last bit, in terms of, since you mentioned that you've got so many lenders, what are the challenges that you faced in your journey till now?
Well, actually, very little challenge. So we've been very excited coming into this marketplace. What we have seen, and I think we got initiated into it when all the lenders are trying to transform their asset systems, because they all realize that the old systems are not going to work. So every lender is trying to move into a digital journey, and so we've really not had too many challenges in terms of adoption, because there is great support from all the lenders, great support from their executive level to wanting to do this. Honestly, I mean, this conference that we're doing here, with more than 1,000 registrations, and we had to shut the registrations because we just couldn't accommodate so many people, is a testimony to the fact that that this is a very exciting space, and people are keen to come in, and all the successes that we've had with all the lenders is proving to be that, and all of this in a period of 3.5 years. We are the fastest growing SaaS company in India today, and we've had 10x growth over the last 3 years. So
right.
So yeah, so not so many challenges, I would say.
Great. I hope it continues that way. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right.